That was a masterpiece. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 reels for sure. What? So we're out at the Alamo Drafthouse on the east side of El Paso, and I'm here with Tiffany, Brooke, Trevor, and Grayson, Mr. Grayson. And they just got out of watching Dune, and today we're getting their reaction to the movie. So let me ask you guys first, I guess I'll start with you, Trevor. What made you guys decide to come out and watch Dune today?
We loved this movie theater, and the movie looked awesome.
Awesome. Okay. What specifically about the movie attracted you guys? Did you guys watch the trailer?
Oh yeah, it was kind of like another version of I guess Avatar / Star Wars. It was super
big sci-fi epic film. So you guys are sci-fi fans?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to compare this one a little bit to Lord of the Rings, because I know the director is actually involved in that.
Okay.
You're going to have a little bit of the Avatar with that too, because you're going to have a little bit. It's a little bit slower when it starts, but you got to expect that when it comes to a trilogy. You're going to have the first one's going to be a little slower. You're going to have some background. You're going to have some detail. Super dope. Super meaningful. Super connection with the characters. So that's what was awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. That's an awesome response. So Brooke, what about you? How did you enjoy this movie?
I enjoyed it by a lot of the action and the
fight scenes, the special effects, right? You know, the director of this movie, Denis Villeneuve, his movies, I don't know if you guys have seen Arrival maybe, or Blade Runner 2049, Sicario. So a lot of his movies are known for their special effects, their cinematography. They just look great. Did you guys feel like this movie looked great? Was it a feast for the eyes?
I'm going to say it was gorgeous. I mean, honestly, even being in El Paso here, you learn to love the desert, and this was like an appreciation on the desert alone. It was beautiful.
Let me ask you, okay, so this is a star-studded cast. I have so many questions, but is there a character or an actor that stood out to you guys? I mean, Zendaya's in it, Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson playing the mom, for example.
I like Jason Momoa's character.
Jason Momoa?
I like the guy.
As Duncan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was pretty hardcore in the movie, so I'd like to see him come back somehow.
The main star, he's gorgeous. I'm not familiar with his name straight off.
Timothée Chalamet, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely
good
beautiful
acting.
Young man, absolutely. He has a lot of emotion, a lot of Star Wars emotion. Vibes.
Cool.
Very well reserved, but you can tell he's deep, and I think that's so gorgeous when an actor can do that.
Such a great observation. Yeah. So on our channel, we rate our movies with movie reels, 5 reels being the highest rating we can give a movie, and then 1 being the lowest. So out of 5 movie reels, how many reels would you give Dune?
Gonna have to give it a 5 because I'm just super stoked for the next ones.
Yes, yeah. 5. So you heard it. A masterpiece. What about you, Trevor?
I'd say 4.5.
4.5. Okay. What about you, Brooke?
Definitely a 5.
A 5. Okay, so you really enjoyed it. Grayson, did you like Dune?
Did you like it?
I don't want to forget about you. Oh, he's a little shy. He loved it as well.
He loved the popcorn more, but you know,
yeah, of course.
He's sick, so there you go.
Yes. And finally, tell our viewers if they have to come to the theater to watch this, or if it's enough to watch it just on HBO.
Gotta go to the theaters.
There you go.
Go
you
to
heard
the
it.
theaters. Support your theaters, because you know what, they're dying, and these are some of the best experiences you can have with your family.
Very nice and well said. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, we appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So next up, we have Colin, who is a Dune super fan. Now, Colin, before we talk about this movie, exactly, tell us about that tattoo on your arm.
Well, I got it for free from my college dorm mate, and I've always loved Dune. It's been one of my favorite series for quite a few years now. I've read all of the books.
So let's talk about this movie. Obviously, much anticipated, much hyped movie. What are your initial thoughts on this movie?
Thought it was pretty good. Really good, actually. The best I've seen so far of like a Dune movie. Really good adaptation, pretty faithful.
Okay.
Left out a few scenes, but nothing important.
Right. Because I mean, it's really hard to adapt any novel to cinema, right? Especially a novel that's so dense, like Frank Herbert's 1965 classic, right?
You don't have all the inner thoughts of the 1984 version has all the inner dialogue, and you don't have that in this one. But I still think they did a pretty good job of conveying people's thinking and the thought process behind all the characters.
Okay. Well, so in our review, we talked a lot about how this movie is very exposition heavy. Yes. You know, especially the first half. I mean, what is your take? Your take might be different than ours. Go ahead.
I think that in this universe, it's very necessary. And I'm sure there's still gonna be people walking away that still don't understand who the Bene Gesserit are.
Sure.
Like they don't really explain like the Mentats, which is they're kind of a minor detail, but there's a lot of things that need to be explained. So I think it's a little necessary.
One thing that stands out about this movie is obviously the techniques, right? The visual, the audio techniques. Were you impressed by those? What did you think of those?
I think it was definitely better than the like big square cubes of 1984.
Right.
But I think on the whole they were pretty good. Like the worms, were pretty impressive, I think. And
yes, right. I like how they built the suspense.
Yes, they didn't show them for a long time. They just showed like, little hints of it. I think that was a good choice. Like more like a monster movie kind of.
Sure.
Them for a while.
Right. It's a little retro in that sense.
Yes.
Yeah. This was a star-studded cast. Were there any actors that really stood out to you?
Well, like the first scene I saw him in, like Jason Momoa, I think it like the spitting scene they kind of made it more comic, and I think that was a little bit kind of silly, but I guess it's good to have a little bit of comic relief. But I feel like it might have been a little too much, but I think overall, I think everyone did an excellent job, and I was a little hesitant about all these big names because having just big names just for the sake of big names can be
right to sell a movie.
Yeah, but I think they all did an excellent job.
Wow. Okay. So for those fans out there who haven't seen the movie, what would you tell them as far as their expectations coming in, or what kind of movie in general to expect?
Well, don't be too scared if you haven't read the books or seen the other one. I think it's easy enough to pick up as you go along, but definitely, I don't know, maybe if you are worried about that, read up a little bit on it beforehand, watch some like I guess quick YouTube videos and stuff. I don't know,
like a little synopsis,
because there's a lot of
summary.
There's a lot of things going on, and it can be a little confusing if you don't understand what's going on.
Kind of Game of Thrones-ish, where you're like, huh?
Yeah.
Which house is that? Who's that? What's going on?
Yeah, it's very similar. Game of Thrones in space, kind of.
There you go. Yeah. All right, on Arrakis. Yeah. Okay. Well, Colin, the last thing I'm going to ask you is for your rating for this movie. So on our channel, we rate movies on a scale of 1 to 5 movie reels because we're the real screeners, and so you can even do half a reel if you like. So on a scale of 1 to 5 reels, how many would you give Dune 2021?
I'd say like 4.5. I think
4.5.
I think it met all of my expectations and above.
Wow, and that's saying something from a super fan for sure, right? Well, Colin, thank you so much for giving your thoughts on our channel. Hopefully we'll see you again.
All right,
Take care. Have a nice weekend, okay?
You too.
We're back at the east side of El Paso at the Alamo Drafthouse, and I'm here with Isaiah and Hope, who just got out of 2021's Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve. And so, guys, tell me your initial reaction to Dune. What did you think, Hope?
I thought it was pretty spot on to the book. I was like amazed the whole time. Like it was beyond my imagination of everything.
Blew your mind?
Blew my mind.
So obviously this is a star-studded cast, right? You have Jason Momoa, you have obviously Timothée Chalamet in the main role, a lot of good actors. Is there a character or an actor that stood out to you maybe in the movie?
Definitely Jason Momoa. Like seeing him as Duncan Idaho was like, oh my gosh. Like when I saw, like I tried not to watch the trailers because I didn't want to get spoiled for the characters. I knew Zendaya was going to be in it, but when I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. Like
spot on.
How I imagined him. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let me get your thoughts, Isaiah.
Well, I'm just an Instagram husband who brought his wife. So,
Did you enjoy the movie though?
Yeah, I did. I'm a Dennis fan. I liked Blade Runner a lot. It reminded me a lot of Blade Runner. Really good shots, really good pacing throughout the movie, and a lot of really good soundtrack. So
a visual spectacle.
Yeah.
You said the soundtrack also, so you appreciated the music as well?
I appreciated the score. It was really good. I'm a sci-fi person. I think.
Did this movie remind you of Star Wars in certain regards?
Little bit. It wasn't campy, so I don't think it was like full-on Star Wars. You can tell this movie was made with a modern touch, a 2021 feel, not a remodel of the the 70s, 80s. So
80s,
it's
right?
A whole new way of doing sci-fi. I think it's gonna push the bar up a little bit. So
very nice, very nice. So on our movie review channel, we rate our movies using movie reels. We're the real screeners. 5 reels is the highest rating we can give a movie. 1 reel is the lowest. So out of 5 movie reels, how many reels would you give Dune?
4.9.
4.9, so 0.1 away. So almost a masterpiece, basically. Very nice. What about you, Isaiah?
I'd give it a solid 4.
Solid 4?
8 times 2 is 8 out of 10, right?
Right.
So yeah, 4. I'd say.
Okay, what knocks it down for you, if you don't mind me asking?
I would say that I didn't read the books, so you're kind of caught off guard. You're kind of trying to catch.
True.
Trying to know what's going on. So
yeah, it's a very dense story with a lot of characters, a lot of world. So it might be like a little bit overwhelming, maybe.
Yeah, it's that overwhelming feeling, and you're kind of catching up to the very end. So that's the only thing you kind of get.
Okay.
You know, it takes a little while, but it's really good though. Really good.
Very nice. Okay, well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. We appreciate it. Have a good evening, guys. Thank you.
That was a masterpiece. I mean, I'm gonna give it 5 reels for sure. What?